Scorpio, someone you never expected is already walking toward your story, and the days between December and December 6th hum with a strange, electric quiet, as if life itself is holding its breath, waiting for you to notice. While you're hearing these words, something is moving in the background of your reality, rearranging pieces you can't yet see. Maybe you clicked this video out of curiosity, maybe the title tugged at your chest, or maybe a part of you that you don't yet have words for whispered, "This is for me." Whatever pulled you here, honor it. This isn't a random scroll moment. This is a threshold.
Feel into your body for a second. Notice your breath. Notice where there's tightness, where there's anticipation, where there's that quiet, stubborn hope you've been pretending not to feel. The energy around you is not still, it's reorganizing. Between December 1st and 6th, it's as if a door that has been shut for far too long finally cracks, letting in a thin but undeniable beam of light.
And through that doorway, someone steps. Someone you did not expect, someone whose presence doesn't just enter your life, but rearranges the furniture in your soul. They might arrive as a message, a call, a meeting, or an encounter that feels too precise to be coincidence. Or they might appear as a deeper version of you, the self you've been growing toward without even realizing it. Either way, the story is the same. You are not as alone as you thought. You've felt this build-up, haven't you? The recent weeks may have felt oddly heightened, as if your emotions were turned up a few notches, as if the air around you had weight. Perhaps your dreams have become more detailed, faces you haven't seen in years, visiting in the night. Maybe certain names, places, or numbers keep repeating, like subtle knockings at the door of your awareness. That's not your imagination acting up. That is alignment whispering. Scorpio, your spirit is more sensitive than most people realize, and when something major is about to shift, you don't just think it, you feel it in your bones. Astrologically, early December carries the flavor of realignment. The sun, traveling through fiery Sagittarius, shines a searching light into the hidden corners of your inner life. This light is not harsh, but it is honest. It illuminates where you've settled, where you've stayed small, where you've dimmed your colors to keep the peace. Meanwhile, deeper transits stir your foundations. The energy around your fourth house, the realm of home, roots, and emotional safety, begins to tremble like earth before a gentle quake. This is not a threat, it's a preparation. The universe often softens the walls before it sends someone to walk through your door, and that someone you don't expect. Let's talk about that. For some of you, this may be a person in human form, a neighbor you barely noticed, an old friend resurfacing, a stranger you meet in a simple place, a cafe, a hallway, a waiting room, who somehow feels eerily familiar. Their presence carries weight, not because they are loud or dramatic, but because something in you goes still when they enter the space. Your nervous system recognizes the frequency before your mind has time to analyze it. For others, this someone may be an opportunity, a situation that comes knocking on your door, inviting you into a new chapter of work, healing, or collaboration. And for more than a few Scorpios, this energy could be the arrival of your own inner counterpart, a deeper, wiser version of you stepping forward saying, "Let me drive now. We've survived long enough. It's time to live." This appearance is not random. It mirrors where you've been doing the work silently. Think back over your past year. How many times did you face endings you didn't choose? How many times did you feel abandoned, misunderstood, or left in the dark while others moved on? Those chapters weren't punishment, they were pruning. The universe cut away what would have strangled your next season. Now, as December opens, the energy feels different. It carries the taste of answered prayers, subtle at first, but undeniably present. Someone shows up who doesn't ask you to shrink. Someone listens without rushing to respond. Someone sees not just your wounds, but your wisdom. Whether that someone is external or internal, the effect is the same. You feel recognized instead of consumed. The tarot energy that flows through this period is rich with symbolism. Imagine the Two of Cups meeting the Star and the Knight of Pentacles. The Two of Cups is that moment of honest connection, soul to soul, eye to eye, where something in you whispers, "I know you," even if you've never met. The Star represents healing after a long storm, the quiet hope that grows after you've cried all your tears and somehow find yourself still standing. The Knight of Pentacles moves slowly, steadily, bringing offers and opportunities that are grounded, not fleeting. Together, this combination speaks of an arrival that is both emotional and practical, spiritual and real, a person or situation that doesn't just stir your heart, but helps stabilize your path. You may notice small signs leading up to this. The room feels different when you walk in. A song plays with lyrics that answer a question you never spoke aloud. A stranger's comment online feels like it was written directly to you. These synchronicities are like breadcrumbs, guiding you toward the moment when everything clicks. Between December 1st and 6th, you might receive an invitation to talk, to meet, to reconsider, to try again. The old you would overthink it, sabotage it, or run from it. The version of you emerging now pauses, breathes, and asks, "Does this honor my peace?" If the answer is yes, you let yourself move closer. To prepare for this, your inner world is being recentered. Old attachments are loosening their grip. People who once took up too much room in your mind feel strangely distant now. Certain conversations bore you, not because you're arrogant, but because you have outgrown the drama. You're starting to crave deeper presence, calmer rhythms, slower truths. You're less interested in chasing and more interested in receiving what truly matches your soul. That shift is not an accident, it is the prelude. The person, offer, or opportunity approaching you is not here to keep you in old cycles. It arrives at the exact moment you are finally willing to choose differently. Of course, with every new appearance comes an echo of the past. When someone surprising steps into your life, memories wake up. The times you trusted and were betrayed. The seasons when you opened the door to the wrong person and paid the price. The part of you that has learned survival as a default will whisper, "Be careful. This could hurt." And that instinct is not your enemy. It is your guardian. Of course, with every new appearance comes an echo of the past. When someone surprising steps into your life, memories wake up. The times you trusted and were betrayed. The seasons when you opened the door to the wrong person and paid the price. The part of you that has learned survival as a default will whisper, "Be careful. This could hurt." And that instinct is not your enemy. It is your guardian. The point isn't to silence your fear, but to listen to it without letting it drive. This time, you're allowed to move at your own pace. You can receive presents without surrendering your power. Let someone in one step at a time, instead of handing them the keys to your entire emotional house. Early December invites you into sacred discernment. Think of the number 7, spiritual insight, quiet wisdom, the ability to see beneath the surface. That's the frequency vibrating around you. When this unexpected presence appears, through a knock, a message, a chance crossing of paths, you don't have to rush to label it as love, fate, danger, or salvation. You simply observe how your body responds. Do you feel calmer or more anxious? Do you feel expanded or diminished? Does your heart unclench, or do you immediately feel like you must perform? Your nervous system reads energy faster than your mind ever will. In this season, trust that inner radar. Practically speaking, you may feel called to prepare your space, clean a corner of your home you've been ignoring, change your sheets, open a window and let fresh air in, light a candle in the evening, perhaps white for peace or deep purple for spiritual clarity. These simple actions are more than chores. They are rituals signaling to your subconscious, I'm ready to receive something new. When life sees you treat your own presence with reverence, it responds in kind. The person or opportunity that comes your way during December 1 to 6 is most aligned when it enters a space that already honors you. Emotionally, this is also a week for softening. Scorpio, you are gifted at intensity, at depth, at feeling everything all the way down. But sometimes that intensity becomes armor, a way of staying in control so you don't get hurt again. During this window, your soul gently invites you to loosen your grip, and not to become naive again, but to become open, to admit that you do in fact want connection, that you do want support, that you are tired of being the one who holds everything together while no one notices how much weight you carry. The person you don't expect might be the one who can hold some of that weight with you, not by fixing your life, but by sitting with you inside it. They know how long you have fought through the dark. They know how many times you gave without receiving. This upcoming meeting, call, message, or opportunity is not just about romance or work. It is part of a larger orchestration, the universe's way of saying, you were not forgotten. There is also a karmic element to what's arriving. Someone you don't expect might be a person whose role in your life is to balance a scale. They may bring clarity where there was confusion, apology where there was silence, or support where there was once neglect. Or they may be entirely new, but carry a soul contract that restores your faith in reciprocity. In the energetic language of tarot, this is like the Justice card meeting the Page of Cups. Truth arriving gently, fairness arriving with tenderness. Not every karmic encounter is harsh. Some are soft corrections, loving adjustments that show you how good it can actually feel when the energy is finally mutual. But here is the key. You are not required to accept anyone simply because they show up. Your power in this story is not in predicting who they are, but in choosing who you allow to stay. If someone appears and their presence brings chaos, confusion, or that familiar feeling of walking on eggshells, you are allowed to bless them and send them on their way. If someone appears and you feel your whole body exhale, if your spirit feels seen instead of scanned, that is different. That might be worth leaning into. December 1st to 6th is not about destiny forcing your hand. It's about destiny offering you a choice. As this week unfolds, small decisions will carry big energy. Answering a message, accepting or declining an invitation, saying yes to a conversation, or finally saying no to one you've outgrown. All of these choices shape the timeline you step into. And remember, not choosing is also a choice. The universe is not punishing you if you need more time. It understands that a heart like yours does not reopen overnight. But it will keep sending mirrors. It will keep guiding you back to the truth that connection doesn't have to hurt, that support doesn't have to come with a price, that you are worthy of being loved in ways that do not demand your self-betrayal. There's a moment sometime after the appearance where you will feel it, a click almost imperceptible inside your chest. Perhaps you're sitting at your table talking to this person, or reading their message, or replaying a conversation in your mind. Suddenly, you realize you didn't over-explain yourself, you didn't shrink, you didn't pretend to be less sensitive than you are. You just were. And instead of being rejected for it, you were met. That feeling, Scorpio, is sacred. It's not drama, it's not fireworks, it's not fantasy, it's alignment. It's your life slowly starting to make room for the version of you that you were always meant to live as. In the quiet, after all this, there is one more layer to remember. What you are hearing now is not a rigid script you are forced to live out. It is a mirror, a reflection of one possible pathway your soul may be sensing as it leans toward its next chapter. Think of these words as a spiritual story, a thought experiment for the heart, a way of giving language to intuition you may have felt, but couldn't quite name. If it resonates, take it as gentle confirmation that you are not imagining the shift. If it doesn't, let it pass by like a cloud moving across a wide December sky, noticed, appreciated, and released. No reading, no narrative, no voice on a screen has more authority over your life than your own inner wisdom, your faith, and the choices you make with clear eyes and a grounded spirit. So as December 1 to 6 approaches, breathe. You don't have to chase the moment or obsess over every detail. Your only task is to stay awake to your own truth. Keep your heart soft enough to receive, your boundaries strong enough to protect you, and your intuition turned up just enough to hear the subtle yes and no within you. The someone you don't expect may knock in an obvious way or slip quietly into your reality. Either way, you will know by the way your soul responds. If you feel this message stirring something inside you, anchor it. Whisper to yourself, I am ready for aligned connections. I am ready for gentle surprises. I am ready to be met as I am. Write it in the comments if you feel called. That small act becomes a declaration, a way of telling life. I am open, but I am not desperate. I'm hopeful, but I'm not blind. I'm here and I'm listening. And as you move through these days, remember, the real miracle is not who appears at your door, but who you have become by the time they arrive.